Hi everybody, in this video I want to go over assignment 4. That's going to include showing you 2 examples of my writing, one of which I already shared from assignment 3. That's this marketing plan from 2008. And then I want to look at this PDF again, the marketing plan PDF. And lastly, I want to go over a few of the instructions in assignment 4. Okay, so now that I have all that covered, I can get started with this assignment 4. And I created a document to kind of help me with my talking points. So the first one is to enhance your calm, like, right? Breathe in, breathe out, go take a walk outside, do the stuff that makes you calm. Okay, so yes, you will be theoretically, you could end up writing a pretty long paper because there are a lot of parts to this. But again, I'd like for you to enhance your calm. Trust the process. You have until assignment 9 to make your revision. So let's bring in the course syllabus to this discussion. So we did assignment 3, well, 1, 2, and 3, but 1 and 2 are not related. We did number 3 in a previous module. Now we have assignment 4 for the second module, and then assignment 5, 6, 7, and 8. All of those are related to working on your marketing plan, and it's different parts. This marketing plan paper, and then your assignment 9 is your final marketing plan. So what's going to happen is you'll turn in your assignment 4, which is due whenever. I'm keeping it generic because I want to reuse this video for future semesters. Okay, so you'll turn in assignment 4. I'll give you feedback on that, and I'll tell you, oh yeah, do this, do that, or great job, or amazing job, whatever. And then you'll have a chance to take a look at that and make edits to your assignment 4 section, even as you're working on assignment 5. And then the same process will happen with assignment 5. You'll turn it in, I'll take a look at it, give you feedback, and then you'll have the opportunity to make edits to that. And even assignment 4, still, if you didn't get to that, I'll be grading each of these assignments independent, or for the most part independently of each other. They're going to be like assignment 4 will have its own grade, and even if you don't make all the edits, if as necessary to your assignment 4, it's not going to be part of your assignment 5 grade. And then same thing for assignment 6. Even as you're working on that, I'm not going to be looking for your assignment 4 and 5 parts to be perfect yet. So it's a continuous revision process. So you don't have to have a perfect, I think I even used that word here. I guess I didn't, I took it out. But yeah, you have until okay, I shouldn't have had that cereal before doing this. I need to learn. Don't eat and drink before making these videos. Okay, you have until assignment 9 to make revisions, or if this is just depending on, I should just put on here not assignment 9 because it might change in future semesters if I'm reusing this. You have until the final assignment that's not even to make revisions. So trust the process. You don't have to be perfect each time, right? Like, because I know many of you are coming into this marketing class and creating a marketing plan from many different places. Like maybe you've done this before. Maybe this is what you do for a living. I know I've had previous students who worked in marketing or had an internship or just started in marketing, like working somewhere. So they may have a lot of experience or nothing at all, right? Like some of you may have taken marketing classes in high school, for example, or others of you have no idea what marketing is. Well, trust the process, right? Like we will get through this. So enhance your calm. Go back to that concept. Okay, next item I have is to read the instructions at least 3 times for clarity. So I was just starting to go up and down here. Assignment 4, if you look, has a lot of words, has a lot of instructions, a lot of moving parts. And so read it at least 3 times. The first time it gives you an idea. And then the second time, you'll start to have a better understanding like, oh, I missed that the first time. And then by the third time, you'll have a pretty good idea. And then really you could use this as a checklist as you're working through your paper. One more note I wanted to say about this is the reason it gets so long is I try to account for a lot of things. And even writing instructions for something simple could get out of hand pretty quickly. And, we're talking about an assignment here where you're going to write about a lot of parts. And then I'm also introducing you to everything to pay attention to as you're working on your paper. So think about, I don't know, have you ever written instructions for doing something even as simple as making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Just think about that, right? Yes, you could just say, get 2 slices of bread or get this, get that. But then there are, just like what I mentioned a couple minutes ago, there are a lot of possibilities there. Like maybe the person who will be reading your instructions, maybe they don't know how to read English, right? So then you might have to explain what words mean, or maybe people want to know, well, does it have to be bread? Can it be pita? Can it be a bagel? Can it be a piece of lettuce? You know? And then peanut butter, you're like, well, what brand? And then jelly, well, are you talking strawberry, apple butter, grape? So just all these different possibilities. And then when you say, take 2 slices of bread, then you're like, well, what do you mean by take? And then you have to demonstrate or talk about how when you say put peanut butter on there, well, do you mean both slices? So you see what I mean? Like there's just a lot of different possibilities. So this is me trying to just be as clear as possible. Now, of course, I know that there will be questions, and that's okay to have questions. And let me refer back to my document here. Ask questions early and often as necessary. I don't mind the questions, so please feel free to reach out when you do have questions. Let's go to that marketing plan from 2008. So 2008, this is one of my papers. That's why it's from 2008. I didn't realize 2008 was so many years ago, but that's beside the point. This was during my MBA days, and one of my projects was a marketing plan. And I've provided this to show you an example of a marketing plan and then also to show you what I'm looking for. It's not, this was 14 years ago, so this was before I learned a few more things about writing papers like citations and things like that. However, it's still pretty relevant because it does contain all the major parts that one would expect in a marketing plan. Let's start at the top. So I offered an executive summary. There's a table of contents so you can see all the different parts there, like the situation analysis. And you can see that involves looking at the internal environment, customer environment, external environment, and so on. This is the marketing mix, target, all of that. So that's the kind of stuff that we will be learning all semester. So if it doesn't make sense yet at this point, or you don't know what I'm talking about, well, it's going to be covered week by week or module by module in this case. Looking at the paper itself, I have the paper organized in sections with headings. And so I would like for you to do that. And then I wanted to show you how I would like to see your paper. It should have complete paragraphs, complete sentences and thoughts, and ideas that flow one to another. So not bullet point or anything like that. Like make it a paper So when you're done with one section, well, there's the next section, and so on. And to help you along with that process, I provided a marketing paper template. You can find this marketing paper template in the assignment for instructions if you scroll down far enough. There's going to be a link that says marketing paper template. So when you click on it, it'll take you to a shared Word document that looks like this from your end. You'll know it loaded correctly if you can see accessibility mode, immersive reader, download, and print. So the first step when you are able to see this marketing paper template is to download a copy for yourself. And then you can personalize the name of the document so that it's not just whatever I'm calling it, which is right now marketing paper template for assignments 4 to 9, which is not very descriptive, right? So go ahead and change that. And then also the information within the paper itself. So add a clever title to your marketing plan paper, put your name on there, unless your name is student number 3. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? And then put in the date when the assignment is due. And then now you can start completing the various sections of the marketing plan. Now I went ahead and included every section all the way to assignment 8. So we're breaking this up into several different assignments. Assignment 4 will just be whatever's mentioned in the instructions. So in this Word document, you will see an outline of an entire marketing plan, as I just showed you here. Concentrate on adding information to the following main sections. So history, product or service, situation analysis with its 3 parts. So let me show you what that looks like. Going back up. So I showed you the page, the title page, and then the next page will be the first page of your paper where you actually write stuff. So change to your paper's title to match what's in the title page. And this introductory paragraph, you can save that for the very last assignment when you turn in the first draft of your entire paper. So that'll be later, closer to the end of the semester, when we will have already worked on the different sections of this marketing plan paper. So it would make more sense to be able to write a summary type paragraph when you have all those pieces to draw upon. So let's jump to this section here. So change this part also to match whatever it is that you chose to do your marketing plan paper on, whether that's a famous brand, a local company, your company, or even yourself, right? Remember from the instructions in assignment 3. So here's the first part you will be working on: history, followed by the product or service. And then there's the situation analysis with the internal environment and its various parts that consist of the internal environment. And then there's going to be your external environment with its different portions. And you'll also notice that there are places where there's template information. So once you complete a section, go ahead and make an edit here. Go ahead and delete that section because we don't need that. That's just for your information as you're working on this. So assignment 4 continues all the way to, let me take out these spaces, SWOT analysis, and then that's it. Oh, one thing that I do want to mention about the SWOT analysis is to provide at least 3 bullet points here. So complete the table, and then whatever your bullet points are on the table, those will be your headings under each related heading. So the 3 bullet points at least that you identify in the table, should match what you have to write about, and then you'll write more about that. So go beyond just a description of that strength or weakness, opportunity or threat. Just give me a little narrative about that to get to give me more context. And then when you're done with all of that, that will be the end of assignment 4. So what you could do, what most students do, since this is multiple parts, is they then just go ahead and leave the template information for subsequent assignments. So marketing objectives, that'll be the beginning of assignment 5. Let's go back to the instructions to go over a few more items. When it comes to the template, for the text, leave it black and use times or Times New Roman at 12 points for the margins, make them 1 inch all around. So basically, just keep it as is. Just change the information, but don't change any of the formatting so that you could follow exactly
Going back
what's
to the
here in the instructions.
template, I mentioned
And
a
as I already
references section.
mentioned earlier in the video, use complete thoughts and sentences and present your information in meaningful paragraphs. Refer to what you learned in Composition 1 or related courses. There is no minimum or maximum word count requirement. And so I'll get back to that point later on in this video. So let me skip over to the other parts. You have additional requirements to meet for the entire paper. So you don't have to meet these yet, these items 9A, B, C, and D, until later on in the semester, and especially for the very final version of this paper. What I'm expecting within your marketing plan paper is that you incorporate information from our textbook. So really your best bet is to start with reading the textbook so that you understand the different components of a marketing plan and what they typically entail. And also you will be looking for reliable sources other than the textbook. And that's why in the Please Watch Me First playlist on the homepage, one of your videos to watch was about the library resources link in Canvas right here, because that will have additional resources for you that will help you know how to use our library. You will also use at least 4 other sources from the last 5 years. So that makes it a total of 5 because there's a textbook, and then 4 more from the last 5 years. And then you could also use older sources as necessary and other relevant purposes if you meet this requirement of using at least 4 sources from the last 5 years. That just ensures that you have the latest and greatest information about your topic, but then also sometimes it's necessary to draw upon historical knowledge. Again, these requirements right here, not something that you have to meet in its entirety for assignment 4. You'll be working toward that as you work on each section of the marketing plan paper. Number 10, one of our learning objectives in this course is to develop both oral and written communication skills. As such, ensure you do all the following. So this will be something to work toward also, just like number 9, something that I will be expecting that you do for your paper throughout the semester as we work on different parts of the marketing plan. You will be consulting with the Writing Center. And so take a look at the information about them and this video that I provided. You will cite your sources where appropriate. So for this class, we will use APA, and later on in this video, I'll show you a couple things about citation. Double check your work for grammar, spelling, syntax, and punctuation, and then get feedback. Do not hesitate to get help from me, your peers, the Writing Center, etc. And then finally, when you're done with this assignment, you will be including a UJA video. So refer to the instructions under discussion 1. If you recall, discussion one was where you had the opportunity, if you wanted to do so, to create an introduction using Yuja. And if you didn't, well, go ahead and go back to the instructions so that you can have information on how to create a Yuja video. Because what you'll be doing is you will be sharing your screen as you talk to me about these various parts as part of your assignment for submission. First part is you will tell me that you practice academic honesty by doing your own work and by using citations in your written work. So that's really important. B, give me a sample of where you found information and how you cited that paper. So take me to your paper while sharing your screen. Show me a part where you took ideas from a reliable source, and then show me how you cited that using in-text citations and by adding it to your references section. And then give me a statement on whether and how you use AI, artificial intelligence, to help with your work, if applicable. And I mentioned additional items about artificial intelligence. I don't have an issue with it as a starting point, especially since this can be a useful, powerful tool. However, I consider it academic dishonesty to use AI to write one's paper, whether in part or in its entirety, and then pass it off as one's work, because that would be plagiarism. Additionally, I don't want to be made a fool, quote, a fool, writing feedback on an algorithm's written work. Now, certainly as of the time of this recording, so this particular video in its current version as you're watching it, I'm recording it January 2024. AI is continually evolving. And so 4 months from now, it could be a totally different, it might have a whole different set of capabilities that were not possible today. And so we might have to revisit this. But for now, I refer back to what I said here. AI can be a really useful, powerful tool. And I will share a video later on how I use AI to help with my work. And a last thing to note is, just like discussion one, I can work with audio only. So if you just want to walk me through you talking about it, you can certainly do that. Or if you prefer, you could write me a novel. Not just kidding. You could just you could do a text description of what you did. So whatever you're most comfortable with works for me, provided you cover these 4 points under number 11. And here's the thing about all that. Submissions that do not include your response to number 11, so this part right here, it's not going to get considered for points. So please ensure that you address this section. So when you're ready to submit your paper, you will submit the Word document with these sections completed, and also a video or however else you want to address meeting number 11. Now, as far as references and citations, let's go back to the template to show you what I'm talking about there. I expect you to cite your work and to provide a list of the references that you use. And these are just samples that I left on there. So I'm not saying this is what you should use. I'm just putting on there as an example. So you would want to change that also. And then here's that appendix, which is optional. Now, one thing to note about this particular marketing plan is, yeah, it's, if you look, it says 60 pages. So I'm not saying that I would like for yours to be the same. I guess it's possible, right? If you do 5 to 10 pages per assignment, you could end up with a pretty big paper and not even know it, right? Because you've been working on it week by week. So going back to the point I'm trying to make is, I'm not expecting you to create something this big. What I'm most concerned about is the quality of your work. So if you could do it
in significantly fewer pages, that's fine too. So as far as the quality, well, how do you do that? Right here. Incorporate information, so do your research. So that leads me to this next one, the PDF.
So assignment 3 was about choosing an organization or yourself to market, and that's represented by this rectangle right here, which will also represent the entire marketing plan. So far so good, right? Now assignment 4 will build onto that. So first, as part of your assignment 4, I'd like for you to write about the entity that you chose to do a marketing plan on. So that will give me a little bit of background information and also, well, your readers. And then the other part is we're building a foundation. This is where we're going to talk about the internal environment. Well, when I say we, I mean you, internal environment, external environment, and all those different components. And you will do a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So SWOT. So that's what that PDF is. You're not actually going to do anything with that PDF. It's just, I wanted to put it there for you to refer to. And then later on, I'll talk about the other parts. So see, there's marketing objectives and all these different fun parts.
The last thing I want to talk about is citations. So let's go back to the PDF here because I have a sample, another one of my sample papers. And this one is 370 pages. Yeah. Uh, Again, I'm not expecting you to do a 370 page paper. This is for me to show you or talk to you about citations, really. That's the main thing here. So, for your first paper, you might choose a place that you're really familiar with, or you could be talking about your business, right? And so you're going to tell me things that you know. However, if it's information that can be verified somewhere, like a brochure, a book, magazine article, a website, most commonly, or a social media site, this will be the time for you to start citing that information. So, the University of Central Missouri, this is where I went to school for my undergraduate and then also my MBA. So, I know these things about the university. I know that it sits on 1,561 acres. I know that it's in Warrensburg and that it's 35 miles from Kansas City. But I still give my readers an opportunity to find or to see where I got that information from. So I got it from the website in this case, the historic and beautiful section portion of this website. And then if you look at the references section, you could see where I got that from. And then again, the other information here about the different names that it went through, and then you'll see that again on the next page. Another possibility I wanted to show you, let's see, page 20 in the abstract. So when it comes to citations, if it's something that you got from a textbook, from the textbook, or from your other research, this would be the time to cite that information. It theoretically, it's possible that you will have to cite every sentence, right? Just like this one, or not this one. Let's do 22. Like here's my first sentence, and then I cited that. Second sentence, there's another citation, and then jump to the sentence right, or go down here. So yeah, cite that. Next sentence, there's a citation. Next sentence, there's a citation. So you can't overdo it. If it's somebody else's idea, well, you want to give credit for that. Otherwise, it's plagiarism, right? And you don't want to do that. Let me go back to page 20. Another possibility is that as you're looking at many sources, it could be that you so many authors might be talking about the same thing. So that really begins to paint a picture of how this is something well established or well known. And in this case, this example right here, I synthesize information from so many works, like so many authors' works. So this statement right here, I could support that from these many authors' works. So that's how you could cite, right? I synthesize information, combine it into one idea, but those ideas still came from all these different authors. So lots of different possibilities when it comes to writing your paper. And this is really how you can begin in your marketing plan journey. Start strong, like have everything backed up. Like don't just tell me something, tell me where you found that or how is that supported by somebody who studied that idea. Then of course there's going to be some things that don't need to be cited, right? But that's the process that I would like for you to learn. So we're all about academic writing in this class. I put a statement about that. One of our learning objectives in this course is to develop both oral and written communication skills. So I'm really looking forward to um, reading your works and getting on this journey. Like every professor that I've had throughout my academic career, they have contributed to my writing style that like I've learned so much from them. I still remember my composition one and composition two professors. They really like when I'm writing something, I still think, okay, what will Mrs. Smith say? Or what will Mrs. Shoemaker think about this statement? So I hope that I could be your guide in that respect. Now, maybe you're already an amazing writer, so awesome. Or maybe you would like for me to help you out in that regard. So let's see. All right, that's all I got for this video. Talk to you all later.